Sorry. So please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Hey, can you see?
At the twilight's
We watched, were so valiantly streaming, the rocket's red glare. That our flag was still there. Star-Spangled Banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And our invocation today is by Sharon Hamilton.
Let us pray. Silently, together, each of us according to our own individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our food, blessings for one another and for our absent friends. Let us be a source of hope for those in need and contentment to those who are lonely. We as Rotarians are committed to service above self. Let us not be afraid to reach out and help those who may need our helping hands, our kind words, or deeds. May we remember that we are all created differently. Let us open our hearts and minds to listen, to share, and to love. We ask all this in our great Creator's name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Sharon. So now I will welcome President-elect Marion.
Thank you, Ruth. I want to announce and welcome our guests today. We are really pleased to have our WeberNap family with us today. First, Rhonda Johnson, if you just stand and wave, thank you for being here. Welcome. And with Rhonda is Wayne Rochelle from WeberNap as well. Thank you. And last but not least, a prospective member who's still called a guest, but we're happy he's here, Jason Sample. Where are you, Jason? There you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marion. So I am very honored today to introduce our speaker for the day. And he should be familiar to you, especially since he just took your money. Our speaker today is George Harper. George completed a bachelor's degree in biology at SUNY Fredonia and then a PhD in biology at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. While he was a biology professor at Hendrix College in Conway, Arkansas, the importance of effective science communication became clear to him, and he started the Hendrix Science Communication Initiative to help students establish the skills for and recognize the need for good science communication. When an opportunity to return to New York State arose early in the COVID pandemic, George and his wife Jennifer jumped on it. George served as the Director of Development and Communications at the Roger Tory Peterson Institute for 2 years, and in late August 2023, he took the position of Stewardship Manager at Science Friday. Please join me in welcoming George. I'm sorry, George.
Good afternoon to you all. thank you for paying. I appreciated taking your money. But now I want to talk to you about what it is I currently do and why what I do, I think, aligns very well with Rotary, because it really does. And I think Science Friday is a tool for all Rotarians that actually could help all of us in our efforts to make change, do things in our areas of focus for Rotary International. So we're almost there. Someone have a joke? Okay. Okay. And is the volume up? Okay. So a show of hands. How many of you have heard this before? Okay, Ruth and I both checked and this worked.
This is Science Friday. I'm Ira Flato.
Show of hands. How many of you have heard that before? So there are a number of people who are familiar with Science Friday, but a number of people who are not familiar with Science Friday. So what is Science Friday? Science Friday is a 2-hour weekly radio program that you can hear on almost 500 public radio stations around the country. It's usually heard on Friday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m., unless you live in Western New York or a few other places, in which case they play it at a different time and it's not live. It's just a recorded show at that point. Here in our local area, you can hear it on WBFO, WUBJ, Jamestown, twice every week. You could hear it from 10 to midnight on Friday night if you're staying up late and you haven't had too much to drink, or you can hear it on Saturdays from 1 to 3, which is when I think most people actually hear Science Friday in this area. But Science Friday was founded 33 years ago by that man that you heard to begin with, Ira Flato. Ira Flato had worked for WBFO when he was a college student at the University of Buffalo. He became the station manager for a while. His boss went to NPR and started Morning Edition. Ira went to NPR and started doing some things for them, but he left NPR. But about the time of the first Gulf War, he talked to NPR about creating a daily talk show. And he wanted it to be science all 5 days of the week. They said, no, that's never going to work. And so he said, okay, just give me one day then. And he said, I'll take Thursday, because Thursday's the day when all the big science journals put out their programs of what's going to be in the science journal that week. So he wanted to be able to talk about breaking science right when it was coming out. And they said, well, that would break up the week. Why don't we just put it on Friday instead, so that science is just that one last day of the week? And Ira said, yeah, okay. Science Friday kind of sounds good. And it's been Science Friday ever since. You may have been familiar with Talk of the Nation. If you're not an NPR listener, you may not. That program went away. Science Friday did not go away, because Science Friday has always been an independent organization. So what is Science Friday really? Here's the mission of Science Friday: to increase public access to scientific information, to make it possible for people to know what's happening in science, talk about it, and make it a part of their everyday lives. What Ira will tell you, if you happen to go to an event he's speaking at, what he really wanted was for people to be able to listen, go home, and talk to their families about, hey, guess what I heard today on Science Friday? And talk about things that are happening in science that actually impact our lives, because science impacts our lives in so many different ways. So the purpose is to help the public know what's happening in science. The organization behind it is the Science Friday Initiative. That's who I actually work for. And that nonprofit organization has a set of values in addition to the mission. And I'm not going to read these all to you, all the words, but I want you to think about how the mission of Science Friday, the values of Science Friday, actually really aligns with the four-way test of Rotary. Everything we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Integrity and honesty are the first two values of Science Friday. It has to be the truth. We don't want to put anything on there that can't be backed up with it. This is what the science is telling us at this point. Talks about community and trust. Is it fair to all concerned? Does it build goodwill and better relationships and friendships? Is it beneficial to all concerned? We also want to be innovative and at the cutting edge at all times to keep current so that people are getting everything that's really happening when it's happening, but in a way that all of us can understand. And to really stoke curiosity and make sure that science is being used to make the world a better, more equitable place. Some organizations, they just put their values up and never talk about them, right? Every year for the annual evaluation, I'm asked to address how my work has helped us in all of these areas. So this is an organization that's living up to these values, which again, I hear the four-way test every time I read through these, because that's what we're trying to do, the same sorts of things that Rotarians do. But why should Rotarians be interested in Science Friday? We'll start by hearing another clip.
Hey, Ira Plato here. One of the things I love about hosting Science Friday is the range of topics we can cover because
Apparently, don't do anything with this until it's done playing.
Hey, Ira Plato here. One of the things I love about hosting Science Friday is the range of topics we can cover because there's science everywhere around us.
Think about things that impact your life. In almost every case, there's some sort of science being done that could inform us as to what might be a good choice, what might not be a good choice, whether it's what the car you drive, whether or not climate change is in fact going to be a threat to the economy of our local area, whether or not, pick another topic, pick any topic you want, there's probably science being done that can help inform us on these things. So when I look at Rotary International and I look at our areas of focus, and these are taken straight off the Rotary International website, Science Friday actually addresses all of these things in various ways. And so I just want to quickly walk us through how Science Friday addresses these different areas that we as Rotarians are active in, that we're focused on. Promoting peace. When I first started thinking about how to talk about Science Friday and Rotary, this one I thought, ooh, this might be a stumper. I don't know if we really talk much about promoting peace. But in fact, we do. Whether it's stories about how refugees have an impact on the local economies in the areas in which they end up settling. Short answer is within 2 years, they're a net positive to their local economies and continue to be a net positive in the long term. To stories about how do we bridge differences between peoples based especially on ideologies. Where do most conflicts come from? If it's not about resources, it's about ideology. We also talk about how to best use our resources, right? So Science Friday has something to say about all these things that impact peace. Fighting disease, that's an easy one. We talk about that all the time. How many of you have heard about the new CRISPR treatment to actually cure sickle cell anemia? Cure sickle cell anemia. That's phenomenal. If this actually pans out the way the early trials have been in humans, This is phenomenal. No pain, full function, really much better lives. We talk about that. We talk about lots of other ways in which we're fighting disease. We even talk about polio. Clean water, sanitation, hygiene, another easy one. We talk a lot about water resources. We talk a lot about clean water. We talk a lot about whether or not you actually need to shower every day. There are health benefits to not showering every day. Who knew? But there are. Of course, there are health benefits to showering. So, saving mothers and children, another big one. A lot of research on things that have to do with pregnancy, things that have to do with infants, things that have to do with the health of all these individuals. Recent study came out that said that about 90% of miscarriages may be because the placenta is either too small or misshapen. And now research is looking into, well, what causes that placenta to be too small or misshapen? Because if we can eliminate miscarriages, that's a lot of lives and families who will benefit from that. Important work. Education. In addition to talking about education and how we learn, we're an education organization. If you want to teach kids anything that has to do with science, we have thousands and thousands of free resources to teach any sort of anything from coding to ecology to anything you could name. And it goes from kindergarten all the way up to college level. So if we're interested in doing things with kids and teaching them things about basic science, we've got those resources. Growing local economies. Another one I thought, are we going to have much here? But we actually talk about infrastructure and the basis of economies quite frequently. And we're talking a lot these days about AI, artificial intelligence, and how that's going to impact large economies and local economies, because it's going to. There are certain sectors and fields that are going to change dramatically. What can we do to prepare for that? What can we do ahead of time to utilize that in ways that impact our economy in a positive way? These are all stories we cover on Science Friday. Protecting the environment. This is probably the area where we have more stories than any other. It's Rotary's newest area, but it's something Science Friday has been talking about since the very beginning. And so it could be anything from water to climate to pollution to you name how we can protect our environment. We're talking about it pretty much every week in some way, what we can do to protect the resources and the environment that we have. Interesting story that we recently had talked about how two things, how air pollution, one, appears to be a trigger for a number of different cancers, air pollution. And it's not just lung cancer. This is various cancers that we see in humans. They're triggered by air pollution levels and specific types of air pollution in your area. Two, women who are pregnant, who live in areas that have high air pollution, that has a tremendous impact on their developing offspring, their babies. So again, things that are really important to us as Rotarians, we talk about them all the time on Science Friday. So if you're listening, you're bound to hear something that has an impact on projects that we do or projects that we might do right here in Jamestown through this Rotary Club. We're not just talking about the past either. We're really talking about the present and into the future. Because what we'll constantly do is talk about what might be going forward. If we do certain things, how might that impact us? How might that make the world a better place? How might that make our present and our future better for humans and all the other organisms on this earth? one way that Ira does that is he asks a very specific question to a lot of his guests.
Let me give you my blank check question. If you had a blank check and you wanted to spend it on something that you really needed or to change the paradigm that you're working in, how would you use that money?
This is Ira's way of getting at what could be, what could we do if we put our time and our energy into it? Same sort of questions that I imagine we as Rotarians ask when we're thinking about the projects that we can do. If money isn't a factor, what goals would we love to reach? Eventually, the conversation, he starts with that question, but eventually the conversation goes to, so what can we do with the resources we do have available to make steps towards whatever that end goal might be? So we're constantly looking at how to make science useful in developing a world that's better for all of us. And we as Rotarians are people of action, right? So I don't want to leave you without something you can do. There are lots of things you can do. You can listen. If you want to listen on Fridays between 2 and 4 when it's actually live some weeks, I can tell you what stations to stream on your phone or on your computer because they cover it live. The closest one I think is WESA in Pittsburgh. They carry it Fridays 2 to 4. Or you can listen to the recorded version on WBFO, WUBJ. You can go straight to our website and listen to entire episodes or pick out stories, and you can go looking for topics of interest to you. Are you interested in the threat of thermonuclear weapons? Maybe you are. You can search for stories about that and what we're doing and what the science says, how we safeguard all those things. You could be looking for cholera. You could be looking for polio. You could be looking for whatever might be of interest to you, the health of mothers and infants. And you can just listen to segments about those things. You can subscribe to the podcast. And every day, Monday through Friday, you would get one segment. It's about 18 to 20 minutes long about one particular topic. They're just segments out of the 2-hour show. They've just been divvied up so that you get a dose of science every day. What you really could do that would, I think, help make the world a little bit better is help to promote the use of science in our community by actually talking about things that you learn, whether it's on Science Friday or somewhere else. Because these are the ways we're actually going to make progress. These are the ways we're going to make that better future. If we as a public don't know what's going on, there's no support. It's all top down. It's either being given to us or done for us or to us. Or if we are all talking about it, we can actually cause things to happen in the scientific community. Research in this area. Congress, actually, this has been studied. Congress will respond with dollars to fund specific things if the public says, say, maternal and infant health is a top priority. Congress will respond. But if we're not talking about these stories, we're not talking about these issues in our local community, that's never going to happen. Finally, we are a 501c3. If you love Science Friday, if you want to see us continue doing what we do, you can support us. No, I'm not asking you specifically to do that, but you can, and that would be a wonderful thing. And so Science Friday is there to help our country develop the best future we can develop by understanding what's happening, what's being done in the research that's being funded largely by our tax dollars, but also by other funds. And so the mission of Science Friday and the mission of Rotary are in harmony. And we can use Science Friday as a tool to help us as Rotarians. And so I would be happy to take any questions.
It's all coming up after the break. Stay with us.
We take Science Friday on the road almost every other month right now. So we went to Chicago in October. I missed a meeting because I was there. We are going to Washington, D.C. next month. We'll be in Boulder, Colorado this year. We'll be in Ames, Iowa this year. So yes, we take Science Friday on the road. All that has to happen is the local area has to ask us to come to where they are. And we respond to those invitations. We're also probably going to back to Portland, Oregon later this year. So if we want Science Friday to come to Western New York, we can make that happen. Becky.
What is your job?
Walk you through my typical workday. And what is my job? I am there to make sure we have the funding we need to do the work that we do. As stewardship manager, what I spend most of my time doing is working with our donors who give more money, higher amounts of money. We call them our major donors. You might be surprised, though, that to be a major donor, all you have to give is $500 a year. It's not a real high. Although it ranges up to an individual who gives $100,000 a year. And so I spend most of my time working with them, talking about what's important to them and how Science Friday helps with what's important to them. I also put together events for potential donors or just people who are listeners and supporters. And so a lot of the times when I'm traveling, that's what I'm doing. We just did a very nice event in Portland, Oregon, at a science education facility that had everyone from people who are winemakers to teachers to you name it. We had all sorts of different people in there. Ira Flato's there. We have a very short presentation and we spend most of our time just mingling and talking. And so I'm there to support, make sure that we have the money to support what we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. As you know, our eradication of polio is one of the primary activities of Rotary internationally. And thanks to your speech today, talk today, we will be making a donation to Eradicate Polio Now that will keep 4 children from ever having to experience polio in their lives. Thank you. So, announcements. I would first like to announce that Patricia Graves, who is not here today, and Jason Sample, who is, have been approved by the Board of Directors and the Membership Committee, not in that order, for membership in our club. And so it now goes to you, the members. If you have any reason to think either of these people would not make a wonderful Rotarian, will you please submit that in writing to our secretary, Lisa Goodell, by March 7th. Oh, no. Vince has got something going on here. Okay. So, and now Vince Horgan asked for time to talk about something. I can't imagine what. So let's see if I can get this going for you, Vince, more quickly. May 18th. Okay. Okay.
Auction items. Thank you. I forgot about that. So 30 live auction items is what we're shooting for, and numerous silent auction items that we will be bundling. The auction site will go live on May 1st. So May 1st, bidding will actually open for absentee bidding, and the live auction will be at Moonbrook on the 18th. What we're going to do is allow absentee bidding, and then Chuck Ludwig and Ben will start the live auction with the minimum bid they have received so far, actually the maximum bid that they did. April 1st, that's no joke. April 1st, we are going to go in a heavy pursuit of registering all of our attendees and all of our people that want to bid. You've got to register. That's very important. So for our wonderful sponsors out there, thank you so much. We are looking for the people that you are going to invite to be part of your table, and we will be doing registering online. Okay, so over here is our website, which you very well go on the Rotary Club of Jamestown website. And over here, if you click on register, that's where you will actually register and fill out and create your account. You can also add in your credit card, which we are really pushing on because it's going to make it very, very simple. Okay, so April 1st, we'll be registering everybody. So I want to show you that. Now go to event. You can get rid of that over event. Now under event, if you go down to tickets, for people that are not sponsored, these are the different sponsorship levels. So you can scroll down. Ticket sales actually are $50 for an individual person to attend. So as Rotarians, if you are not sponsored, you're going to spend $50 for you and $50 for your significant other and come to the event. I will tell you that the ticket sales, we will have ticket sales available, but we already have 70 seats accounted for through our sponsors. So there's going to be, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. There's going to be, I would say, a limited number of individual single tickets. That doesn't mean we don't want everybody to attend, but all we're saying is come early because we could be sold out. Okay, so if you go back to the event again, okay, hit event. Now go down to all items. Now, you will see this is how we're going to display. For example, DNS class, a $500 gift certificate. Click view item. And it will tell you, you can scroll down a little bit. If you can you scroll down on that? Okay, there we go. There's a description somewhere. I don't see it come out, but it will be there when you did. You can also do absentee bidding on this, which means you can bid ahead of time and start putting in your bid. Okay. Now go back. Let's see if we can go back to the next item. You can see it's a live auction catalog. Try the arrow on the right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go down to, go up, scroll up. Let's go to the Sue and Greg Jones. You can see we've got quite a few things underway. There it is, the Grand Lux. Hit view item. This is the Sue and Greg Jones. Scroll down a little bit. You can see we'll have different pictures that will display what we're looking at. Really an incredible item that's been done. And that again, you'll be able with absentee bidding to do that ahead of time. There's a whole description when you look at this, but you can look at all the items. Pardon? Oh, that's probably true. Okay. Oh, I don't know what that means, but it could be that it's being followed. It's being looked at right now, I believe. Click on that and see what happens. You could play with this. Oh, you're logged into the watch list. Okay. Okay, can you go back and we'll just look at, you can see all the different pictures. So if you are submitting something, I just talked to Mark, he's going to submit a beautiful copier and stuff. We'll need pictures of that because for absentee bidding, they'll need to see what they're bidding on. Okay, so as you can see, I've got 16 loaded so far. Money pies, which is a famous from Karen Roberts, who makes those wonderful money pies. And Chautauqua Harbor Hotel, Marion, thank you. You just got that. Rose Cottage at Chautauqua. This is incredible. New York City apartment, 3-night stay in Manhattan near Columbus Circle, and 4 tickets in the Legends box. The Yankees playing the Cleveland Cleveland, the Cleveland team. Okay.
Indians.
Sailboat ride on Chautauqua Lake, Jamestown mattress, firefighter dinner, spaghetti, Lennox. Now, click on view item for the, no, I'm sorry, keep going up, keep going up. Batavia Downs, who would have got something like that? That's incredible. Okay, view item under the tennis bracelet. Click the, see the sterling silver diamond tennis break, hit that. You can see this is a silent auction item, which means we will skip through that for the live auction, but it can still be bidding ahead again. And Lisa Goodell is heading that up, the whole silent auction thing. So we have a lot of work to do, but what I'm saying is we're loading this. Mike has put together an incredible sales team, and we still are actively pursuing some very good items for our auctions. Folks, we got the potential to knock it out of the park on this. I mean, it's going to be incredible. So I want to let you know that that's there. You can go on our website and you can see the items as they go. It will not be open for bidding until May 1st. But April 1st, we'll be registering people. That'll really be important. Okay? What questions do you have? Yeah, Sharon. We'd like $100 worth. And our good friend Lisa Goodell is a professional at this, and she will help bundle stuff. So we'll kind of bundle things together too to make it really good. Yeah. Tori. Yeah, you want to take a nice picture and send it to me. That would be nice. That's a wonderful question, Tori. Yeah, send a nice picture. So that would be very good. No, what you want to try to do, that's another excellent question. You want to dust it off, then take a nice picture, okay? Think of it as your own pride, your own self-pride in this going up there. Yes. Any other good questions? Yes, Diana. Yeah, somewhere in there. So we have, pardon me? Oh, online. Hello, online. About 150 people is what we're looking for at Moonbrook. And again, this is going to be, the reach is going to be well outside the club because of the absentee bidding. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And the silent, what a great question, Mike Roberts. What we're going to do, 5 p.m. we open. It will be a cash bar, pay as you go. I recommend you buy your expensive bidders a drink or two. And then that way they can get warmed up. The silent auction will go and close at 7:30. Why so early? Because we want to have that done so that when we're doing the live auction, people aren't getting up and walking in front and all that stuff. So we're going to stage it. Okay. So the silent auction will be in the cocktail part. There'll be cocktails. We have snacky hors d'oeuvre items. Then we have food stations. Tori is in charge of the entire menu. It's all going to be very low calorie, no carbs. I'm just kidding. It will be, no, I'm sorry. That was a joke. And then that will go at 6:15. The food will be out. And then 7:30, we'll start the auction. We're going to try to wrap it up by 9:30. Kathy Birch and her team are going to do cash out. That's where, if we have the credit card stuff and everybody registered, it's going to go really quick. And we can all be home with our little pillows on our face by 10 o'clock. Usually 10 o'clock, 10:30. Yes, Kathy. Okay, so when you register, the credit card that you want your bidding stuff to go on needs to be in there. Don't use your wife's credit card and then say, oh, I got to put my credit card, because that's going to cause delays, okay? Or use your wife's credit card. That's what I do. Yes, Sharon. That's correct. This is a fundraiser. So we want, yeah, we are trying to raise, we do ask each Rotarian that's going to please buy a ticket for $50. We have some donors that have donated an incredible amount of money, item wise, and sponsors. So they won't need a ticket. So people like Dave Painter and all of these people, Dewey, and who am I missing here? Mike Roberts and Michelle. We have they're all sponsors. So you're all sponsored, right? Because you're a table sponsor. So that's what that's about.
Hey,
Yes,
Vince,
yes, sir.
Vince,
Hold
Can
on,
you-
Sue, just a minute. If
okay.
you're not going, would you like to buy a ticket? Sure. Okay, you can buy a ticket and we'll give it to a needy Rotarian. Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you. Why would you not go? Thank you. You think about that for a while. Sue Jones had a question.
No, I have a suggestion. So,
Go ahead.
for those of you who think, I don't know anybody that will give that expensive a gift, go out and talk to Persnickety Pies and maybe get a pie a month. Or Lucille Ball Little Theater of Jamestown, 2 patron tickets for the year. The Reg Lene movie passes for the year. And we can bundle those things and make a wonderful silent auction gift. Don't sell yourself short, people. You have contacts and you can use them. How about an evening at the swamp? Come on, get on board.
Or shops should talk with gift certificates, right, Dan?
Absolutely.
There's all kinds of opportunities. A ride on a harvester. It's incredible with the opportunities here. Yes, Tori has another question. Tori, that really is not a good question. If you have junk at your house, I recommend a yard sale. This is not a yard sale. I'm disappointed, Tori. I'm disappointed. It's not a yard sale. We don't need your old laptops that take 15 minutes to boot up. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up. Anybody else? Well, thank you for your support. This is going to be awesome. And we need everybody involved. Part of the objective here is to bring this club together and really have a great time and celebrate an incredible event. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the committee. They've really done a marvelous job and we're excited for all the opportunities that we're seeing. Back to announcements. Has everybody seen the sign-up sheets? There's 3 of them going around. Do they need to go anywhere? Any tables that haven't seen the sign-up sheets? Okay, very good. Diana Meckley, I think you have an announcement. And Emily, I think you have an announcement.
So one of the sign-up sheets is for Farch on March 6th at Chautauqua Suites. We're going to use the virtual golf at McDuffer's. Don't let that shy you away. We're going to have a couple little contests set up for longest yard and closest to the pin, that sort of thing. So you just you don't need to do anything, but the golf portion is just a few swings. You're not playing a full round or anything like that. So we're going to make that into a fun contest with some prizes. And then the Bellini Lounge menu will be available for you to order whatever you would like. So hopefully you can make it. And there is a clipboard coming around if you're able to sign up today.
Thank you so much. And we have also invited the Westfield Mayville Rotary to come join us. So we have a chance to do some, to get to know our fellow Rotarians.
What room is that in, Emily? It's not going to be in the lounge. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, great. Well, we'll hang out. We're going to hang out in the Bellini's lounge, but play in a different room. So thank you. All right. Well, we all live in this beautiful county. And what do you think of when you think of agriculture? When you think of Cornell Cooperative Extension or 4-H? I bet a lot of you, either yourself, your parents, your kids, your grandkids, have somehow participated. Well, we have an opportunity to support Cornell Cooperative Extension and the 4-H through, they have an Ag Week where they go into the elementary schools, they donate a book, and they ask for volunteers to read the story and do a little activity. So our opportunity is at our beloved Bush School. And the reason we love Bush School is because they love us. They always like us to come. And of course, Chris's wife, Amy, works there, and that kind of got the ball rolling at Bush School. But our day is going to be Wednesday, March 20th. And so we're going to go into 7 classrooms. So if you can give 45 minutes of your time, we'll get you signed up. And what you'll do is you'll talk a little bit about yourself and any experiences you have. Maybe you have a little garden at your home. You know, maybe you have an experience at a farm, whatever. So you just talk a little bit, ask them, and then you read the story, and the title is I Love Strawberries. So most people love strawberries. And then Cornell Cooperative Extension and the 4-H, in addition to the book, they're providing activity sheets. So they said it's like a sticker page, and it's probably how you grow a strawberry plant. So 45 minutes is the max commitment. It can be a little less, depending on the group you have. So I'm looking for volunteers from Wednesday, March 20th. So please see me to sign up. And I'm telling you, it will brighten your day. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana. So okay, so we're starting to prepare our budget for next year. And so we need to get it going in March in order to get it approved and to you and to the board and to you. So I have asked the committee chairs to provide their thoughts on their 24-25 needs by March 8th. And I'm not sure if this has been done before. So all committee chairs received an email from me. So if you're sort of scratching your head and saying, what am I supposed to do? Just get in touch with me. But what we're trying to do is see if there's any projects your committee is thinking about working on, such as literacy committee. When they did books and bibs, we didn't have a budget for them when we went into the year. So things like that, we'd like to be thinking ahead. So once again, all committee chairs, please get back with me. Now, right now, we already have heard from Rotary International about 2 increases for the 24-25 year. So even if district dues and other Rotary International expenses remain the same as they are this year, $159.50 of your dues in 24-25 would go to district or international. So you do the math. Out of 160, how much would your local club get? 50 cents. So I'm just trying to soften the blow a little bit. That you should, one of the reasons we're budgeting so early is so we can look at what we really need to do as far as dues payments for next fiscal year. Question. That's correct. Thank you, Diana, for that reminder. So this is strictly for club committees and club actions. This does not have anything to do with Vision Committee or with the Rotary Club of Jamestown Community Service Fund. This is strictly for like membership and club service and those things that make this club run. So now I'm wondering, I think people probably want to know a little bit about the results of the survey that was sent out. 32 people responded to the survey. Thank you very much. The preference, 75% to 25% was for a 12:05 meeting start time and a 1 o'clock meeting end time, which we better get going on. And then I turned in the food preferences, taco bar, pepper grilled chicken to the salad, build your own sandwich to the DoubleTree. So thank you for responding. Otherwise, look at the program for a list of engagements. Once again, we won't be meeting next week, but we will because of our social. So we will be meeting again on the 11th. And I sent around the sign up sheet for the Chautauqua book read. And if you want any more information on that, please see me or Marion. I think we've had all the announcements. Tickets. Zach, you got some.
All right, we got 7001883. 1883. And it's for $43. $1883. Oh, there we go.
Okay, thank you, Marion. All right, terrific. Here we go. Okay. Lori had to leave early today, so she's put some money in the pot, and we're also recognizing her son, who has received a special guard position at the Citadel. That is great. Great to be there and great to be honored. I got to go quick today. We have in the room a new dignitary, the interim treasurer of Creche. Lisa, okay. And we have a person who is disrupting Jamestown as minimally as possible. That be the annual report of the Board of Public Utilities. Becky, you were pictured in the paper that you have a low amount of disruptive activities. Okay. And I hear on the radio that we have in Jamestown, it's a great advertising thing, the oldest Irish pub in Jamestown. David, how old is your Irish pub? 10 months. Oh, love that advertising gimmick. 10 months. Good for you. And any Northwestern Bank people in attendance today? I don't. Michelle, she's here. Okay, it's in today's Gazette, America's Best Mid-Size Employer category. Whoa. Okay. And I have a couple other people recognized who aren't here. So Ruth, why don't you do your happy bucks?
Do we have any additional happy bucks?
I have one.
I got one real quick. Just back up on the social committee about golfing. I know people who do not golf. We're gonna have a few games for those non-golfers just to try it once and be a little fun. Went up there Thursday night just to see the lay of the land. The food was great. It's beef on weck night. So if you want beef on weck and fries for $12 and enjoy a little bit of golf and some nice fellowship with Rotarians, I think you should try it out. At least just to have a good time or an adult beverage. So I look forward to seeing everybody there.
Hello,
I
hello.
defer to Sue Jones. Did you say you had something, Sue
I
Jones?
do. I have a lovely donation in honor of Jamestown's finest and Rotary's even better finest is Mike Roberts. He's being honored by Chautauqua County's Chamber of Commerce.
Way to go, Michael. I've got a couple of bucks for an incredible Rotarian, somebody that I have learned a lot from, who has just announced his retirement from the New York State Assembly. Andy Goodell, record of public service, of driving to Albany every Sunday, back on Friday, and his lovely wife that have put up with his incredible time away and record service. So I've got a couple of bucks for Assemblyman Andy Goodell. Thank you, Andy.
Sue Jones beat me to the punch, but I wanted to recognize briefly, since we are Jamestown Noon Rotary Club, the Chamber Salute to the Finest, recognizing the best in our businesses here in Jamestown. As Sue pointed out, our Service to Humanity Award this year for our own Mike Roberts. Also, the Rising Business of the Year, Chautauqua Soap Company, Restaurant of the Year, Ryan's, Phil and Cindy's, Retailer of the Year, Lafayette Corners Furniture, Legacy Award, Chautauqua Patrons Insurance, Pride of Jamestown, the Pub, and Business of the Year, JMI Incorporated. So we are excited to highlight those businesses next week.
This is me giving back my winnings on behalf of our club, which is incredible. This weekend, we had several Rotarians, and I'll name you: George and Jennifer, Harper, Sharon, Hamilton. Oh gosh, who am I missing in the room? The Faulkner Club and the AM Club. And we walked for the coldest night, which lived up to its name. But our Rotary Club was the #1 fundraiser for the event. And in terms of service above self, this really reflected all the values of our club. And I really appreciate all of your financial support. The folks who donated to this really made a difference. So thank you again.
My donation for Happy Bucks is our oldest son got engaged a week ago. And our youngest son starts college today to get his teaching certificate. So very proud of them both.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Lots of great things going on. So I would like to, it was one of the recommendations of the survey was to do the 4-way test at the end. So I would like to say, of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial for all concerned? So let's keep that in mind and remember our theme, create hope in the world. And with that, I'm sorry, one other quick announcement. For the membership committee, we're going to have to meet downstairs because they're setting up for a big party up here. So we'll migrate downstairs. And with that, we are adjourned.
Ruth, this is Randy. I did plan on continuing to join you if you can keep me on somehow.
Yes, we're going to try and keep you on and just carry you downstairs. Hopefully that'll work. If not, I'll sign back in when I get downstairs.
And it's Randy Kermit.